So when I got the Insta360, I didn't have a lens cover for it. I didn't think I really needed one. That was a big mistake because, as you can see, those lenses protrude out from the camera pretty significantly. So if you lay it down flat on a table, it's resting on the lens in either direction. This doesn't really balance that well like that. So you don't want to have to worry about the lenses getting scratched. And what ended up happening on mine is I did scratch the lenses. I did scratch the lenses, and I had to get them repaired because it was really messing up the video that I was shooting. So the cost of that was around $250. I don't even think they actually fixed your camera. They send you a new one and fix the one you have as a refurb later, but neither here nor there. You need to protect your lenses. So I was looking for lens covers. I read a lot about the ones that come from Insta360 itself. They're stick-on, so you kind of stick them onto the lens. A lot of people complained about them coming off. Not something that I wanted to worry about. So I was looking around and I found this guy, which kind of seemed like an easy on, easy off, easy to replace, easy to take off if I don't need it type of setup. Let's take a look at it. So the lenses themselves, the lens protector is made of plastic. So it's not really going to last very long. I think if you can, maybe you can't, but there's already a tiny little scratch right there. And I've only used this thing maybe once or twice. So I'm already wanting to replace this because of that. I don't really use full 360. I just need a little bit of extra 360 because this is mostly for POV videos on mountain biking. I don't use it for much else. So I guess I could use the other lens as the front lens as opposed to that, but you're kind of limited. And what if you did want to shoot 360 with the cover on? Now you're screwed because you got a tiny little scratch that happened from just using the cover. So it's almost like you need a cover for when you're not using it, which they don't have. So you're kind of screwed. So I'm kind of already off on the negatives. I should start with the positives. The positives is it's easy to put on and off. It's got a label on there. It says front. You can see it there. So that goes in the front, with the front being the screen side. You just kind of put it on, pop these latches, boom, now it's on. That's it. Nothing else has to be done. And it comes off just as easy. So the pro of this lens cover is definitely the installation and removal. It doesn't take hardly any time at all. Not hard to do. Can't complain about that. The negatives, that's about where the positives stop and the negatives begin. So once we have this on here, we now can't use the lens cover that comes with it. It's too big and bulky. We're also covering a mic portion right here and over here. I'll show you what I mean. So there's a mic here and there's a mic here. Those are covered by this. So you can't, these are not going to be as good. You're not going to have the same quality of mic on these with this on. Another thing is you can't open up the charging port and charge it while this is on. So you're always going to have to take off the lens cover to do charging, which is not ideal. That's the two biggest cons as far as like physical cons. When it comes down to the video itself, the stitching is way more noticeable. You can see the stitch lines way more. They're around the edges, so you got the circle and you can see the stitch sooner than you can when it's not on, and that makes sense because you are bulking out the side. So now it is thicker and the lens is being covered, so the stitching is going to be worse. The other thing is there's a glare. You can see the lens in the video very noticeably, especially when the sun shines onto the lens directly. So if you're facing into the sun, you're going to see that. You're going to see the lens, and it looks like an all-seeing eye watching you while you're watching your video. I don't really like it. So that's the main cons. The pros, again, is pretty much the installation, the fact that it does protect the lens, even though it scratches so easy that you're going to have to replace it on a regular basis. The cost of the protector is pretty cheap. So I would say that's another pro. It's cheap to buy, cheap to replace. You can get it on Amazon for next to nothing. No big deal. So again, pros, ease of installation, expense is not very expensive. Negatives is it covers your mic ports. It prohibits you from opening your charging port. It scratches pretty easily. The stitching is bad. The glare is bad. It's bad. I wouldn't recommend this at all. It's a horrible lens cover. I don't think they really have a good solution for this one. This is one of the main reasons why I'm buying the X4 is the X4 has a bayonet style where you can just place the protector on there, twist it, and it's on. No gluing, no janky cover thing that covers up your mics and your charging ports and whatnot. Just a simple attach, turn, done. So that would be easy to put on, easy to replace. They also make a Gorilla Glass version for the X4 that I'm excited about. So that should last a lot longer, still protect the main lens, and is replaceable. So I think that's the best of all worlds. So I would not recommend this lens cover. The material is cheap for the lens cover. It's going to scratch quickly. You're not going to get a lot of life out of this. So that's it for me. I hope you got something out of this. Again, it's not a great product, so be warned. I've seen some other videos with people kind of saying that it's okay, but no, not for my purposes. It did not work.